Good morning and welcome to the Gray Barn of Andover, New Jersey. This morning we're going to visit with what we now call the Annex, previously known as the case room because the cases have all been moved. Where once stood 6 bookcases is now a little island of ephemera and other little goodies. Currently we have the Halloween theme going here for our ornaments. And then the 6 bookcases that were here line the perimeter as well as the trains being added to this room. So those 2 bookcases moved into here. We redid the front, and you can see we also got a new vendor in. All right, and everybody in here is at least 20% off if the items are not marked firm, except for our train vendor who does not have a sale. We're also not shipping the trains, the locomotives. We'll do the cabooses and stuff, anything that doesn't have electronic components in it, as we don't want to risk them getting jarred and shaken in transport, because we know how gentle the post office and UPS can be with your packages. So we are not taking that chance on those items in particular. So we're starting off with Vintage Crush. This is vendor code Leah. She is 20% off. This is her pop culture and toys bookcase. As you can see, she does have a theme in this bookcase. She does have 2 booths and a locked shelf in the case area now, which we call the gallery, just so we can distinguish where to go if somebody needs help with something. You say the cases could be bookcases, lock cases, so we just name every little spot in the shop to make it easy for us to find things. When we're doing the videos, you can say I saw it in the annex, so it helps us in that regard too. So this is Vintage Crush. And again, she is 20% off. If you see anything in this video or our past videos that you would like more information on, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. The best way to do so is to direct message us on our Instagram or Facebook. Instagram, we are Gray Barn, and on Facebook, we are the same channel name as here, Gray Barn Antiques. If you like more shopping opportunities with us, please like and follow us on Facebook, as we do a lot of Facebook Lives and Reels I do on there that I don't put on the other social media, because the bulk of our customers that we're shipping to and that come in person and pick up their items is actually on Facebook. So we do a lot on there. So this lamp here is just $36. We are not going to ship that. The picture is $14.40. We have this lovely new lantern electric for $24. This is not for outdoor use. Cute little lamp here, 21 and 20% off, so that becomes $17.40. And then we're in Betty's Treasures now. And remember, you don't have to give out your personal information on Facebook. You can make your account private. If you do use a business name, you might not be able to message with us. So, and you only need an email account to open up your Facebook account. And like I said, make everything private. Use a nickname if you're trying to hide from somebody. I understand the need for privacy. Just do a name that, name that people might not be able to recognize you by. $8 on that vase there. $5.60 on this cute little angel. $9.60 on this ruffled hobnail. And I do not share your private information with anybody. So if you're popping up as whatever your name is on Facebook, that is how I will say your name on Facebook during our lives, that you've won an item. But of course, you can shop us here as well. If this is, I know some people's jobs don't allow them to go on any other social media other than YouTube. So you can email us as well. If you're able to send a screenshot or a timestamp, or both, that's even better. And just make sure you clarify which video you saw the item or items in that you need more information on. I will gladly get you that information. $14.40 on those cute cornucopia. They are taper candle holders. Very cool. And of course, we have our traditional cornucopia with a little turkey acrylic candle holder for just $6.40. So the discount's going to be off of the red price. As long as they don't write the firm, you are getting the 20% off of that lower price. So This is a full set, it looks like here. 4 pieces with lid, $8. Now, this is the one I believe that used to get at, I know my mom got her set. A lot of these glass pieces she used to get at Grand Union and A&P. I remember going, it was my Aunt Hilda, that's what it was. And then Aunt Hilda would get the doubles and give them to my mother, because my mother did not do the grocery shopping. She hated going to the supermarket, so my dad actually did it. And way back in the day, before you had the coupon queens, as they call them, the clippers, my dad was one of the originals. $9.60 on this Mark Crest divided bowl. Very nice and great price. And we have some false graph here for you. We have a lot of false graph, comes and goes very quickly, because look at those prices. $7.20 on the salt and pepper, just $6.40 on that butter dish. Even if you don't have this pattern, what a great deal. How nice is that on your fall and holiday table? It'll blend, and you need an extra butter dish. That'll look nice. $8 on the Tetley's tea tin. So again, this is Betty's Treasures. And as you can see, there's treasure throughout this room. Those are our music boxes, which there's new items in here as well. A lot of our stuff from our general store. And unfortunately, as you'll notice, our military gentleman, Major Richard Thompson, is no longer in this room. He passed away about a month ago. Unexpected, but not completely unexpected. He had not been in here in a bit, but his son would sometimes bring him in because he loved doing this. So unfortunately, Richard has passed, but old age. So that's that. We'll get back to the video now. I don't mean to bring anybody down. I mean, it happens. And he left behind a wonderful legacy. His grandchildren, his son. He was predeceased by his wife and one other child. So, great copper pieces here. This is Burning Sensation Antiques. And again, 20% off. We do have a couple 30% vendors in here, and we will get to them near the end of this video, because they are actually at the end of my walkway in here. So we'll hit that one at the end. So 20 becomes 16, 30 becomes 24. There's that word firm that I talked about. $2.40 on those. Some interesting badges. And here's the trains. Again, no discount on the trains, and we are not shipping the engines, but if you're local, Kevin was in this past Sunday restocking. The fast track, a lot of it is broken, so I'm not going to even recommend that. But if you are local, he does have this. This is a mark set, and he's very clear on his tags. And this is vendor code 15. The inventory number is actually the year, so his items are dated. But things like this, $5 on a 1988 or a little vintage truck, we will ship that. We ship the Plasticville, so we don't have to worry about. These are $3 each. Plasticville, 5 and dime, and the supermarket. So, and any of the cars like this that don't have electronic components in them. But the Santa Fe locomotive and dummy, we will not ship because of just the jostling. So we don't want to risk that. And then our newest vendor is Curated Curiosities, vendor code Jack. So we did a Facebook reel on their arrival almost what's today? Thursday? Yeah, 2 weeks ago today. So great items, great prices. They basically sold out after I did the reel. Still has a little bit of Halloween in here. Horseradish guy for 20. She has some nice Halloween left in here still. This is $12 for all of the vintage witch mugs. Look how the handle is the broom. There's some crazing on those. Crazing are just the lines that do develop in this type of ceramic. Just $5 for a cute little handmade pumpkin lady. $9.60. These are, look at these little prints, the paintings here. And they are all signed, and they are all the same price, $14.40. You can see and on the back we have our artist actually signed it. So Barbie, which is, how much are you, Barbie? 2003, and she is $16, still in the box. Now, these are not old, but they're, at this point, they might be vintage because, 25 plus is vintage. Those are $12 for those, and they're just decorative. Cool old buildings. Notre Dame for $12, and we have St. Patrick's Cathedral by Lumax for $9.60. The hobnail candlesticks for $20. 8 on the milk vase back there, milk glass vase. And again, this is our newest vendor, Curated Curiosities, and you are taking 20% off. A blueberry rake for $12.80. Okay, and her neighbor on this side is our new to you vendor code Beth. Not shippable on this shelf, but I was using it last night for the live, and it's kind of practical. $16. Some cosmetic issues, not super old. You can see it's not wood per se, but you see it's got a small footprint as far as where it can sit, but it holds a lot. So 20 becomes 16. That bottle becomes $12.80. Again, just a screenshot or timestamp and let me know which items you need more information on. I've passed my usual 10-minute mark. Okay, so this wood bowl down here is 35 firm. It did have feet on it. The holes are still there where there were feet. I can't quite see what's down. There's a little bear. I do have people that like these bears. This one is a Boyd's bear for $14.40, 12-inch tall. And this, we're now in Cavalier Collectibles. She is also 20% off, and both New to You and Cavalier Collectibles do have more space throughout the shop. They have 2 bookcases in the back, and they each have a shelf in the lock cases. Our next vendor is Rowan, the Rowan tree. She's 30% off through, oops, I guess we'll keep it through today. If you see it today, I'll do it. I missed taking that down. That was supposed to end on Sunday, so let's get that down. But if you saw that, we'll still take care of that for you. And she's only got this spot and then a shelf in the locked cases. Now we're over to our last 2 vendors that are 30% off. Both of these vendors have basically the same exact space. They both have a large booth in the back right next to each other. They're always, and the funny thing is this is vendor code 57 and then the other one is 56. So they're sequential 56 and 57. And they have the bookcases next to each other in here. And they have their booths next to each other in the big room. And then in the cases, they are separated by 1 shelf. They are in the same case, but separated by a shelf. So they seem to follow each other around in the shop here. So this one is the Hip Chick, and she is 30% off. We did do a video of her booth last week. And then her neighbor is Belmont Farmhouse, also 30% off. And I think we did her video 2 weeks ago. So, and of course, most of our vendors come in at least once a week, some of them 2 or 3 times a week. So there's always new stuff coming in. Oh, there's a toast holder here. I know you guys like, this is a silver plated. I have one person looking for a porcelain one. I only have the silver plated one that came in. That would be D3, I don't know. What would that be? Then it'd be 7, 8, 12.60. Would be the sale price on that. $8.40 on this cute little girl. She's so 1970s. And then the shelf's not for sale, but the littles in it are. So, and again, this is Belmont Farmhouse, 30% off. And that puts us to the door to go into the rest of the shop. And we're just going to take a quick peek just to see that's where the cases have moved to, what we call the gallery now. So all 5 of them are over there. It was a fun process moving all of that. Couldn't have done it without our son's help. So he was a big help in moving those. We had to take everything out and then reload them. So, and then this is our candy. We have a lot of candy. So I'll try to do a video of that soon. And we just got in some wonderful candles, which is I'm burning right now, a cinnamon one, which smells wonderful. So again, you are visiting with the Gray Barn of Andover, New Jersey. And if you have not already done so, please be sure to subscribe to our page so you're alerted to our new content, which should be almost daily, and I will try to get back on that schedule once more. So thank you and have an excellent day.